Hello guys, and welcome back to an episode of Garage Gamers. We are going through our
E3 extravaganza!
And this call is getting better and better each time.
I'm trying to keep the volume down too.
You're doing badly. So we're up to the PlayStation E3 press conference, and thank you for joining us. We're just going to go through what happened to the show, what we think of it, blah blah blah. What do you think overall?
Best conference.
You think it's the best conference? Why do you think it's the best conference?
Because it had the games that I was most excited about.
Okay, alright, fair enough. Not so much for me, again, because if you've been following this series...
Negative Nancy.
I've been absolutely negative this year. I'm not happy about E3 this year. It's very angry, very disappointed at the lack of interesting games that have been announced. But more on that later. Let's get stuck into the games themselves. The first game that we want to talk about is probably the big one for Sony this year, and they're doing God of War yet again.
Yes.
It's a different looking God of War, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
Set in the Viking. Well, yeah, Viking. Yeah. Norse, because it's Norse mythology.
North mythology.
Norse
mythology.
mythology.
I mean, definitely looks that way anyway, in the demo that we saw.
You see a little kid,
it's a very different looking God of War. It looks like almost a bit kind of, because over the shoulder now, whereas and it's very like deep and emotional and ingrained.
Because Kratos just yelled constantly in the other game.
Yeah, but now he just yells in a different tone. Like he just, son, come this way. He just can't. He doesn't know how to talk normally.
Yeah, but you see in one scene in the trailer, like his rage meter's going up and then it starts to go down.
Oh really? I didn't notice.
He calms himself down.
Oh really?
So he's learning.
Oh okay. There you go. You got to manage his rage.
Is it Kratos? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, it's Kratos.
But
who else looks like that?
Where did he get a son from?
Well, that's
didn't he murder his family in the other one?
Obviously, that's the mystery to the story.
And what
do you think of what they've done?
Well, I'm still confused because it's like he killed all the Greek gods. What now? The Norse gods separate? Or?
Could be a prequel. Who knows? I mean,
it has to be in another universe.
No, not necessarily. It could be a prequel.
How can it be a prequel though?
It's just he's a happy huntsman living out in the woods. He's got his beard.
But ancient Greece was before the Viking era.
As if they're going to worry about that.
Anyway, he seems to have a bit more.
It's not definitely Viking age as well. Like we don't know that for sure. Like
it looks it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the mythology came before that, but why not just? I mean, look, no doubt it looked amazing. It looked amazing. They had good intentions, at least with the. But why? It feels like they made a game which was looking amazing, and they had this main character with a son going out to fight these guys in the woods, right? And it feels like they just go, oh, hang on a minute. Let's make this a God of War game, and in the last second change this normal-looking guy to some guy painted in white skin and red stripes and called him Kratos. And that's what it feels like. It feels like they just and then they stamped God of War.
Marketing. It's all marketing. Everyone knows that. People know what God of War is.
Yeah, I know, but like, what these idiots that are sitting in the boardrooms and making up these decisions, like they go, right, we need to come up with some new ideas, and they sit there tapping their fingers on the table, going, oh, I don't know what to do. I know. Let's do a God of War game. And everyone goes, yeah, I know that game, I've heard that before. And then they just end up doing God of War again. I mean, come on. I mean, like, after Ascension, after 3, it felt like 3, okay.
3 could have just ended.
Just end it there, okay? It was great. God of War 1 was amazing. God of War 2 was amazing. 3 was okay. It was fine.
I like 3, yeah.
But by the time Ascension was done, I mean, you're already pushing the envelope there, and now we're back with this. And look, no doubt, it definitely looks amazing, but it does have a AAA budget.
I think you'll like it a bit more though, because it did look like it had more of a Dark Souls feel, like how you got to dodge.
But looking at Kratos with a beard in this scenario is just killing it for me.
It might not be Kratos. It might be some other dude who looks
How many guys that look like that are there?
No, but, okay, he's bold. There's a lot of bold people.
But
he's got that's not his.
But if that's not Kratos, why call it God of War? Like
because maybe he becomes the God of War in the Norse mythology.
What do you think? Like they just make like he just reproduces Kratoses down the generation.
Maybe I don't know. What happens in Zelda? There's a Link every generation.
Okay, well anyway, look, it's definitely it's a trailer worth viewing anyway. I'm just annoyed that the fact they're just resorting to another God of War.
But aren't you a bit impressed though that it wasn't him just like massacring everyone and it took a different approach where
I'm not even that far down the thought chain. I think the fault lies at the beginning where they decided to make another God of War. Yeah, I mean that's the first mistake. Anything after there is just just following the trail.
You can't please this one.
You can't. I'm Mr. Hate today, and you're gonna feel the wrath in this video and all the other videos if you haven't seen them yet. The next game that PlayStation announced, which is another big one, which again should have been good, but I'm not happy. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Did you saw the trailer for this one?
Yes, I did, and I thought when I was watching it, I was like, oh my god, they're bringing PT. They're bringing Silent Hill back. It was PT and a half.
Yeah.
And then it was Resident Evil. I was like, what?
Yeah, I know, right?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Sorry, again, I can't help the swear words with this one because what Resident Evil game looks like that?
Well, that's
at all.
It. But and I'm perplexed. The thing which annoys me, like Resident Evil's got a thing going, and they've got a good thing going, and it kind of got a bit ruined at number 6. But there was definitely a way to kind of recover that. It's not that complicated. Well, I don't think it's that complicated. Just look at what you're doing before and just make that better. This looks. I mean, it's not even Silent Hilly. It looks like a Western horror, and that's a big mistake. A Western. There's a difference. There's Western horror.
Okay.
No, not cowboy.
Yeah, that's
not cowboy
Western horror.
There's what I call Eastern horror, which is like the Japanese horror, which they are the masters of. Yeah. Japan are masters of horror. If you haven't seen Japanese horror, it's a whole different plateau, and they nail it. There is some good Western horror out there, but the majority of it is just cheap thrills and blood everywhere, and just people slamming doors and scaring you with loud noises. This looks like Western horror to me, and Resident Evil is like a Japanese horror game. I don't like. It's not to say that Resident Evil is like has mastered Japanese horror, because I think there's extra elements they could have gone if they really wanted to scare you there. Because it's not the scariest game out there, but it's got a feel and a vibe which is not getting picked up in this trailer.
Well, okay, so you can download the demo to this right now. So I downloaded the demo, and I put it on, and I played probably 5 minutes before I was like, it's like, I'm gonna literally have to play it because I know it's just gonna be jump scares. And as soon as you start playing, it feels like PT. You're just walking. There's nothing.
But that's clearly what they're copying.
You don't pull out a gun. You don't pull out a weapon. It just says like escape. I think it was escape the house or something.
They're clearly copying PT. Clearly copying PT.
And I'm like,
because there's a popular marketing ploy.
But I'm confused. Is this what the full game's going to be, or is this demo just something to be like, it's creepy, and then it's going to be Resident Evil how it always was? Because
it's got to be
if
tied
it's first person with no shooting, then
you can forget. If that's the case, you can forget it for me.
Just call it something else. Then.
But you know why they're doing this? Because people were going on and on about how Resident Evil 6 was just all action and action. They've lost the scares. That was a valid point. I thought Resident Evil was really botched up. Not so much because it was too action heavy, partly because it was too action heavy, but it just was a really faulted game. I thought, like, really a lot of glitches and stuff. It was really messy. But this is a result of people saying that it wasn't scary anymore. So now they're just really trying on the scares, but it just doesn't. They've gone too far in that direction. Like, they haven't merged Resident Evil with the scares. They've just gone scares and not thinking about what Resident Evil is.
Well, and it's funny because they did that demo called Kitchen on VR, which apparently was absolutely terrifying. And I think because they saw that reaction, they're like, why don't we just make that a full game? Because it even says
also PT.
But it also says at the start of the demo, before Kitchen there was, and then it goes into the demo. So they obviously thought, wow, we scared people in VR with this. We just need to make more of this.
Yeah.
And then they announced that it was going to be VR. You can play all of Resident Evil 7 from start to finish in VR. Which is kind of like, okay, how can it be a normal Resident Evil game then? if it's VR. So I'm like,
I don't like it.
It's like
I don't like what I've
it's like
seen.
all those other
I don't
games.
like what I've seen. I've got no like. I love Resident Evil as a series. Yes, 6 let me down, but it was an easily recoverable letdown. And this just like they've got the wrong idea. They've got the wrong people working on it. They got the wrong concept. They got it wrong.
Like, why is it 7? Why didn't it just call it Resident Evil?
Why
like,
not just make it another? It's like the same mistake with God of War. It's like you know what? Same thing. God of War. This they make some horror game and they just go, wait a minute, let's now call this one Resident Evil. It's just
they could have just called it something else.
I swear that's what they're doing. Anyway, next game, interesting. It's interesting. Detroit, Become Human. We've really got to fly through these because we're dawdling and we're running out of time. But Detroit, Become Human. Quantum Dreams, next game.
You like their games, don't you? Heavy Rain and...
Heavy Rain, I prefer Beyond Two Souls. I think you preferred Heavy Rain, is that right?
I've never played either.
Oh, right, okay.
I bought Heavy Rain recently, so I've got to try it.
Yeah, look, I mean, I actually really like Beyond Two Souls. I understand the faults. It really lacked options in terms of where you want to go. It was very scripted, but I still just enjoyed it. And the visuals are amazing too.
The visuals in this.
Detroit, they're really like the point I'm trying to make with the Detroit trailer is that they've really opened up the options and outcomes, and that that's intriguing. And it looks like they've got the story looks interesting too.
Yeah.
Like I was engaged watching that trailer. I was invested in it, and this is only a 1 minute, 2 minute trailer, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, and I like the options that were there, like, you know, the girl falling out of his arms because he didn't save her, or betraying that other robot. And
and it seems like there's literally, depending on, there's only 2 options per opportunity, but each one presented an entirely different path. So every one of those choices really seem to count.
Yeah.
How that adds up towards the end of the game is what could be really intriguing. Whether it really, because what we need for these choice games is for them to really branch out in different paths. That's the level we should be at right now, because all these choice games are ultimately folding into a meeting point. But what we need from these choice games is for them to branch out and just have, you could land anywhere. And you know what? There's enough resources out there, and enough staff, and enough money in games to do that now, and enough time allowing them to do it. Then do it. Yeah. So hopefully they do it with Detroit. It's interesting.
I kind of feel like they're going to have short stories in that game, because the previous trailer last year that had a female.
It didn't show much.
But I remember it was a female character that they were showing on screen, so it's kind of like...
Well, they had short stories with Heavy Rain, so maybe.
So it could be like that.
Next one for us, I put down is Farpoint VR. Now, actually, of all the VR games, I haven't been interested in any VR game, but this actually looks... At least that trailer looked pretty cool.
That desert planet looking...
Yeah, it was kind of like that. But but you know what? This one actually had a bit of atmosphere. Surprisingly. Like, these other shooters just look like generic, whatever. This looked like it was actually curious, mysterious, and you were invested in it. And the fact it's VR means you might actually get pretty invested into it.
That's the one, though, where you land on a mysterious planet, right? And they don't know... It's like an unknown planet. Is that the trailer I'm thinking of? And then it's like, atmosphere, unrecognizable, blah, 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 unrecognizable.
Oh, yeah, I think it's that one.
I think it's,
yeah, so,
it did look cool.
Yeah, so, and for a VR game, like, most of them you think would be pretty, young in development, I guess that's one way to put it. But yeah, this is something I'd like to play. I think they've taken a shooter, but they're doing a good job with it. Which I haven't seen many of this at E3 this time.
That looks pretty cool.
So, more to come on that one.
I'm just skeptical. Is it going to be a full-blown game, or is it just going to be like a little mini game?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, who knows? Who knows?
I'm excited about the next one.
Yeah, you bring this one up.
Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Yeah, that's right. So, Spider-Man, it has been rumoured that... Sucker Punch was going to make it, the guys who did Infamous, which would have made sense because they do superhero games. But no, it's going to be done by Insomniac Games, who do Ratchet and Clank, and also they did on Xbox Sunset Overdrive.
And now, they did Resistance.
Yeah, they did Resistance too. So if you remember Sunset Overdrive, did you play that?
Yeah, yeah.
So traversal in that was all about like jumping around.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
It kind of makes sense. And Spider-Man used to be amazing. I
like what you did there, by the way.
I love those
The
games.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Like I loved those games. Like the first one's on PS1 and
I think
on PS2.
I think the Spider-Man games are mostly quite average.
Later ones, yeah.
Every now and then they just hit one. Like there was one on the PS1 was just amazing.
Yeah, yep.
And on the last generation there was, again using the word amazing for Amazing Spider, but literally the game called The Amazing Spider-Man, which was actually meant to be based on the movie, because I think they were forced to tie it in with the movie.
Yeah.
But it was actually like one of the best games I played in the 360.
And then on PS2 they had Spider-Man 2, which is supposed to be based on the movie, but it wasn't.
No, that was horrible.
No, what are you talking
Spider-Man 2?
No. I think you're thinking of 3. Number 2 was like the world-renowned most popular one.
I don't know. All I can say is from the last generation, the only one I thought was any good was The Amazing Spider-Man.
No, not last gen, in PS2, the gen
Oh,
before
PS2,
that.
maybe.
It's like every generation there's one good Spider-Man
Okay, alright,
game.
I'll hold you to that. Yeah.
So, this one, you know...
The trailer looked good.
Yeah.
A lot of action. In fact, it looked a lot like The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these really cool, engaging, interactive cutscenes where they really bring it in to the character, and everything's super exciting and action-packed. And
it didn't look like a phone-in job, that's what. It didn't.
Well,
look
yeah,
like,
yeah. That's
didn't
it.
look like another crappy movie title.
Yeah. So.
And Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man, so they're gonna
Oh,
put.
yeah.
So you know they're releasing the Spider-Man movie coming out, obviously. So they're gonna be putting a lot of. No, I love Spider-Man as a character. So if Sony, but it's Marvel. Marvel's doing Spider-Man now.
Yeah, okay.
So
anyway,
we got to
move on.
It's gonna be awesome.
Then they teased, and when I say teased, I mean really showed nothing of.
You hear Mark Hamill's voice. That's it.
Batman Arkham VR, which as a premise sounds.
Yeah, but we don't even know what it's gonna be.
Yeah, but like, how could it be? You're obviously gonna be Batman. You're gonna be in a VR situation. Like really,
I don't know what you do.
But you think about exactly. Like, what do? You like walk around and punch. You know, like what do you
Unless
do?
you play it with the controller and you just look around in first
That's
person.
it, and you see Batman stuff. You see Gotham stuff.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a recipe.
It might even be like a racing game. It might even just be in the friggin' Batmobile.
Oh,
who knows?
Yeah, that could.
I mean, they added the Batmobile in the last one.
All right, here we go.
Okay, this is a weird one. This is a weird one for me.
Okay, well, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was PlayStation thinks they're amazing because they grabbed the rights from Xbox to have this one showcase at E3 every year, as if we'd give a crap, but we don't.
Well, I actually did after this trailer.
You're converted, are you?
No, okay, so the trailer started and I'm like, what is this? Is this a VR game? Because it came straight after the VR demo reel. And I was like, oh, you know, he's flying in a spaceship and it's dogfighting in space. And I'm like, oh, this is like, you know, cool. It's like Star Fox, but realistic looking. Or Star Wars for that matter. And I'm like, what is this game? Is this like a new Ace Combat? And then all of a sudden they get out of the ship and I'm like, wait a minute, is this Call of Duty? But I still wasn't 100% sure. I'm like, this is the first time I've looked at a Call of Duty game and went, that doesn't look like Call of Duty. Because you had a grappling hook and he's pulling people in.
It looks exactly like, except for the space battle where he's in the ship going.
With the ship, yeah.
That's the only bit that didn't look like Call of Duty.
But even like how slow it was, like because in the 0G and he's grappling people to pull them in.
I've got to remind people that they have done space before. Plus they've done endless super soldier games where they've gone so modern that we're in the future. So to me, this is, I mean, except with space spaceship shooting aside, it's, I don't see the new value.
Slowed down a bit. Like it wasn't so chaotic.
Well, maybe because of the gravity bit, but I mean, it's ultimately just super soldiers again shooting each other. This time, instead of being down on the ground, they're up in space, and
I don't know. The first trailer for me was like, this is rubbish. That trailer, I was like, okay, that looks cool.
It doesn't look as horrible as the trailer for the last one did when that came out. That just looked like, oh god, not again. And look, in fairness, look, the space shooty stuff
That part looks good.
looked okay.
But is that going to be on the
that's-
rails though? Is that
No,
going to
no,
be scripted, or are we going to actually move around in the ship?
That's a good question, because Call of Duty, they might actually be on rails.
Yeah, and that won't be cool.
No.
If it was like you can just fly around and kill things like other
I doubt they'd give you that kind of freedom. Maybe they
If
maybe
they
they
do,
would.
they will nail it if they do that.
No, the nailing is a strong word.
No, but like, not nail it. Well, hopefully they can do it in gameplay wise. But I mean, they'll nail getting that different feel, letting you do something completely different in a Call of Duty game.
It's just like, I mean, like, you know what? But they've got so much budget to do this, so it's not special to me. It's just like expected. Like, if you get that much money and you got this much invested into it, of course it's going to look that good. But, but then now we're talking about the greater scheme of things. Like, what do we want? Do we even want a Call of Duty game? Hell no. I mean, okay, I'm biased there. There are people who just buy it on default, which we've been through in previous videos, where I just encourage you to stop doing that so that they actually reset their thinking a little bit. But, you know, unfortunately, they're just going to... They can do whatever they want, people are going to buy it, and they're just going to constantly buy it because that's all they know is out there. They know Call of Duty, they know Grand Theft Auto, and I think that's about it.
Battlefield.
Maybe some know Battlefield as well, yeah. So it kind of, the thing sells itself, you can't beat that. I've still got issues with the fact that they've gone even more futuristic. I'm not going to change my mind on that. What I saw there was pretty much just the same thing we saw when they first announced the trailer. It's just a little bit of a different perspective. But you know, they've been doing those interactive moments where you step into the cockpit, you settle down, you be close. That's been done before.
They're on rails. If they go and they take it away from that, it might be alright.
But then do a space game. Forget Call of Duty.
No, but okay, if they do this and then everyone's like, I really like that space part, and that's the consensus, then maybe they will.
But then please just don't call it like people. Some people pointed this out in comments of their video as well. A lot of people would like this game more if they just didn't call it Call of Duty.
Yeah,
I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
I think, and you know, everyone else is agreeing with that too.
But
Call of Duty is souring everyone's taste for this game.
They sell. So it's like, do we sell to more people who buy it, or do we not?
Maybe if they just try once to do, like, get the same developers and just make a game of a similar vein and call it something else. See what happens. But even then, like, I would like to see Infinity Ward, who were in their heyday back in Call of Duty 4, but they're still good developers, use the skills they have to create something entirely different.
But didn't some of the guys from Infinity Ward leave and go make Titanfall?
Oh yeah, everyone's split up and gone everywhere. But essentially,
they've tried it. They tried Titanfall, and that just looks like Call of Duty anyway.
No, only 2 people went to work on Titanfall. Like, they were key figures, but they got arrogant with Titanfall. That's another story. But anyway, so we better move on.
I'm a bit more optimistic about that one. I'm not so down on it.
I ain't playing it out of spite. Screw that. So Horizon Zero Dawn is the next one. That was revealed last year.
Wait.
Again, don't care.
What?
It looks good. Don't care.
Why? It's like Uncharted.
No, well, yeah, no.
Same engine.
Look, it's fine. It's fine. I got no objections with it. To me, this is the game that our feminist friends have been clamoring for, and I think they deserve this and more of it. Because to me, this looks like a game, like a really deep, engrossing action game, open world action game for girls. I don't know why I think that. I just feel that when I see it, and I think I think that might have been the target market when they were doing it. You know, guys will play it. Guys will play it, but I think that.
But do you feel that with Tomb Raider?
No. I'm not saying because there's a girl as the main character. I just get that impression. I just feel like it's really honing in and relating to women more than it is to men here.
I don't know. When I looked at that, I thought of one of our favourite games of last gen. Yeah.
Tomb Raider.
No.
What? Which one?
Enslaved. It's the same theory. It's the same.
Oh, you just saying that because it's a redhead. But
no. What happens in Enslaved? It's post-apocalyptic. There's robots now roaming the city. It's the same thing.
No. Well, okay. Look.
Robots, post-apocalyptic, and Enslaved was lush and beautiful, even though it was post-apocalyptic. Same setting.
Yeah, look, part of that though is that I think Ninja Theory are just one of the best developers out there, and they can create character, emotion, story to go with their gameplay, and I think that's it. And also the facial capture is amazing, particularly for their time. I think they're masters at the art. To be determined if these. I don't even know who's developing this.
Gorilla.
But,
They did Killzone.
Oh God. Well, then you know it's going to look good, and you know it's going to have a terrible story. So that sets it in stone.
I will agree. Killzone is not known for a good story.
Hey, but look, I mean, it looks fine. It looks good. I just don't think it's the sort of thing that's that I'm particularly into. And look, I'm going to be blunt with this as well. I'm just going to say it as it is, and it's people are going to hate me for it. They're going to think I'm misogynistic or whatever, but I kind of like if I'm playing a female character, I like there to be a little bit of sex appeal, just a little, just a little. So I can. It's like when you watch a movie, you know, like you watch someone because you like you either look at a guy because you aspire to be them, or you look at a girl because you want to be with them. and I don't obviously I don't find the lead character very attractive, and I think she's designed deliberately to be that way, and that's totally cool.
I'm totally fine with that. Looking.
Okay, well that's fine. Personally, I don't. Personally, I
you got a thing against redheads? It's fine.
I don't. The guy who loves Enslaved and the guy who loves Heavenly Sword, anyway, number of.
I don't know. I don't care about that.
No,
I just care about playing a game.
Yeah, but like you, I think it comes down to also, and this is not ruling it out. I'm not ruling the game out, you know, because I never have ruled it out the entire time. I just like. I do think it adds a little bit if there's a little bit of appeal there, visual appeal. You know,
what I mean? You want to go bang some guys in it?
No, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But this goes back to what we were saying before. It's like you cast good-looking people in films because they've got an appeal to them. People aspire to them, right? Same kind of thing in video games.
But she's not that bad.
I think she's pretty average. I think she's pretty average. I think she looks
like
a little bulldog.
They're like cavemen, but
yeah,
she'd look retarded if she stood out and everyone else.
No. I don't want it to be like a supermodel. It wouldn't. Well, maybe I don't know. It depends. It's arguable, but
moving on. Come on, we get it. You want something different. She's not delivering it for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe, but you know, but that's the thing. I'm actually really cool with it. It's just not for me, and that's one of the reasons why. And it's just, I don't know, it just is what it is.
But what if you were playing with an overweight guy? Would you care?
Well, I don't know. If he's got some charm and some character, then maybe. But like, you know, she seems like a perfectly nice character and a good strong character, and I'm totally cool with that. It's just not for me. But there'll be a lot of people who are fine. And I just think, you know, should be aspirational to many people who are not me.
Okay. I don't see a problem with it.
It's not a problem. I'm just saying it's not tailored for me. So The Last Guardian is the next game. This has been long awaited for many people. Again, I mean, here's another example. Not so much for me. It's not this game. I think it's a beautiful looking game. I think it's a beautiful concept.
It's weird looking though. Why is the kid like almost cell shaded and cartoony, and then everything else is realistic?
Yeah, it's an unusual art style. It's done by the developers who did ISO and
not ISO, ICO.
ICO, yeah, sorry, ICO.
And Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus, that's the one. Yeah, great. I mean, looks good. I think it's going to appeal to a lot of people. Again, not me so much.
I think it's going to be a flop.
Really? No, I don't. I think it's
so far gone now. How many years has it been?
Well, they literally dropped it. They literally dropped it. They never officially dropped it, but they did. They weren't working on it.
Yeah.
Because they knew people thought it looked cool, and so they never actually said this game has dropped. And when they announced it again, I think that's when they literally started from scratch again. I think because using the same concepts.
I think they bit off more than they could chew, because when you saw the trailer originally on PS3, I was like, "There's no way it can look that good." I think
it looked good, but I didn't think it was undoable.
That big bird dog thing, whatever it is, like I don't think it had all like the. I don't know. It just, to me, it looked next gen.
Look at The Order 1886. And how amazing that looked, and through. They kind of merged that gameplay with the cutscenes, and they did it successfully. So.
Yeah, but that's on PS4. But when this was originally announced on PS3, I didn't think it could handle it on PS3. I think they just sort of went, oh, well, what we want to do, we can't do now.
Next one, Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah,
I mean, it feels like it's been around for a while now.
Yeah, I played the demo. I didn't mind it.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Lightning Returns. Well, I'm not a big fan. It's probably it's the only one I actually played more than half of. In fact, I got right to the end.
But you prefer this one because it's not turn-based anymore. It's an action RPG now.
This is weird. I don't like JRPG turn-based because I feel like there's a real lack of options there because most of it's just attack or don't attack or magic. Yeah, but I love like Dragon Age turn-based and stuff even more so the first Dragon Age than the second one, which was more turn-based than before it turned all actiony. But I do like that kind of stuff. So and even XCOM, that's another kind of example of turn-based combat which I actually like. But something about the Japanese turn-based I can't quite get into. But look, this to me just looks like 4 douchebags in a car driving around doing nothing the entire. But obviously stuff happens. But all I've seen is
that giant big boss that
comes. The trailers for the first 2 years of its existence was literally 4 douchebags with funky hair.
Yeah, well, they've gotten out of the cars in the trailers and the demos.
I know, I couldn't believe it when they got out of the
car. Visually, it looks great. I like the action RPG style. Just because, I mean, turn-based gets a bit boring, let's be honest.
Well, not necessarily.
It can get a bit
Depends on the game. And
the last turn-based one I played was Child of Light. Did you play that?
No.
And I enjoyed it, but then it was just kept dragging on. And I'm just like, God damn, I'm sick of just doing the same thing.
What they need to do with these games that we're talking about is shorten them.
Yeah.
JRPGs are way too long.
Yeah.
There's not enough time in our lives to like. And
I'm gonna finish that game.
And let's face it, like the quality of JRPGs in general aren't as high as the AAA titles.
Yeah, they used to be, but not anymore.
Yeah, they used to be. Yeah, back in several generations ago. But they can't keep up, and you're enjoying it. But after a while, it's just like I want to see the ending and just cap it off. Yeah. It's like when they always say when you do an artwork, part of the artwork is knowing when to stop, knowing when to finish. Right? I think the same thing applies to video games. You got to know when to hit the ending, right? So not every game has to be 100 hours.
A middle and an end, not a start and then a never end.
Because I keep thinking, oh, this JRPG looks good. I'll give it a go. I find out it's 100 hours long. Forget it.
Turned off.
I'm never going to do 100 hours in a JRPG. I'd like to give it. I'd like to give it 10. I could probably do 20. I don't want to do any more than that. Not anyway. So Final Fantasy, I'm not going to get into it.
I'll play it.
Maybe, but not likely for me.
I'll play it.
And
skip that one. We don't need to talk. It's coming out in 2 weeks.
Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
It's out in 2 weeks. It's not really we already knew it was coming out.
Yeah, that's good for the Lego fans and Skylanders Imaginators.
So, before they announced this, they started playing the Crash Bandicoot music with the live orchestra. And they had the background, and it's all Crash Bandicoot. And he comes out and he's like, yeah, that's right. We're making Crash 1, Crash 2, and Crash 3 Warped remastered, like from the ground up. It's going to look amazing. I am excited.
I think it's a waste of time.
I think the opposite of that. Because I love those games, and
I just think there's so many better games you could be doing that to. Like,
but it's been so long because it's from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 4. If it was like PlayStation 3 and they're like, we're going to remake it, then I'd be like, okay.
If you're going to do a PlayStation 1 game, do Silent Hill. That's where it begins and ends.
Yeah, but you can't because Konami are douchebags.
Yeah, I agree. They've ruined everything.
So,
synopsis.
So, okay. I think it's good because clearly they want Crash to be a thing again. So they're going to put him in Skylanders, which is the biggest game for kids. Kids will get to know him there.
Not anymore. But
well, there's still kids who play it.
Yeah.
So they've announced Skylanders Imaginators. Who cares? The only main thing is Crash's in it. So kids will be like, "Ooh, who's this guy?" They'll play with him in there. Then they remake all the 3 original games. Kids are like, "Oh, these games are awesome."
and then hopefully another new Crash.
I don't know if they'll. That's the thing. I don't know if they'll play them. I think some people. I think what'll happen, as with most remasters, the people who used to play it will go and go, oh, cool, buy it, and then they'll keep it in plastic and put it in their shelf.
Hell no! I'm gonna play the shit out of it.
Okay.
I love those games.
We've got to cut this off, guys, but thank you very much for taking the time in another.
Well, you're missing one of the main games.
Well, that's all we got here. What have we
Days Gone! The friggin' thing that closed the press conference.
Oh, I didn't have that in the list. I didn't even see it.
Oh, the biggest game.
Okay, you have to do this.
Sony Bend Studios, we've been like, what the hell are they doing? So last game they ever made was Golden Abyss on the Vita, the Uncharted Golden Abyss game.
Oh, okay.
So there's been rumours about a game called Dead Don't Ride, and it's like, okay, what the hell's that? Well, they've renamed it, and it's called Days Gone, or Gone Days, or Days Gone, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So the trailer starts out, and I'm like, is this The Last of Us 2? It looks, like everything in the trailer looks like it. So I think what they've done is they've taken the engine from The Last of Us, because it seems that's what they did with Uncharted Golden Abyss. They took an engine and they made a standoff thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you're part of a biker gang, and you in the demo he rides into this little encampment, and he's chasing someone. I think he's calling him his brother, or I don't know. Anyway, it's another. It's funny because it's another one of those post-apocalyptic games, but not Fallout 3 level. Like everything's lush again, everything's coming up. So he's chasing after this guy, and he kills two of these imp-like creatures. And I'm like, okay, so it kind of is Last of Us-ish.
Yeah.
And then he goes outside, and holy crap, there's like hundreds of them everywhere. And they're just coming at him, and he's just mowing them down.
Okay, but what do you think of it?
It's like...
Is it a cinematic or is it gameplay?
No, it's gameplay.
Okay.
It's like a combination of The Last of Us and Dead Rising. It's weird.
Okay. I don't know how I missed this, because I thought that was it for PlayStation.
No,
so
that was right.
This actually sounds pretty good.
I don't know. The only thing that I have a problem with is everything in this Sony conference, God of War 4, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Days Gone, or Gone Days, or whatever. No.
The Sony Annie?
Yeah, I'm just talking about those three games. All have the same look. They all have these foresty areas, and they're all... I know God of War is not post-apocalyptic, but it's... I mean, post-apocalyptic in this sense is like they've restarted humanity, which kind of goes back to ancient time looking. So and honestly, all three of them look like they're made in the same engine. They look so similar to each other.
Probably, but obviously it's a good engine.
Yeah, I know, but why are they using the same environments? It looks like, oh, I'm in a forest again. Oh, I'm in a forest again.
We'd have to see if that's the case.
Yeah, I'm hoping they branch out. But when you see three different games all looking very similar, it's like, you can't even...
So, to cap off, what's the summary of the Sony PlayStation?
So, well... I loved it the most. There was more games in theirs. We also forgot another big one.
Which one?
Another big one.
Which one?
Death Stranding.
How did I miss these?
Hideo Kojima came down, and he had a crazy lit up platform behind him as he was walking down. And he plays this trailer. It's just a cinematic one, but he said it's... Oh, actually, he said it's in-game engine. And so, okay, you're starting off, and it's just all these like dead crabs and fish and all this stuff, and it's very grim looking. It looks like, have you ever seen Prometheus?
Yeah.
It looks like that, where it's like a black planet. And
cool.
And you just see a guy like huddled over crying. It's Norman Reedus from freaking PT. So Hideo's got freaking Norman Reedus.
I feel very uneducated right now.
He's got Norman Reedus back in.
How I missed these videos.
It's weird. Yeah. He's just holding a baby, and the baby's crying, and he's crying, and then it just melts into this black ooze in his hands, and then he just gets up, he's naked, and he's just staring in the sky, and there's like four things
I gotta admit, that sounds awesome.
It's weird. I don't know what it is. And then
but it's awesome because it's something that Hideo Kojima's doing, merged with Norman Reedus, which is what Silent Hill was supposed to be.
I'm waiting for them to say
it's not Metal Gear, because I'm long done with Metal Gear, personally. I don't nothing against it, but it's like a new IP for Hideo Kojima with Norman Reedus, and it's like Sounds amazing.
It just looks so weird, and there's just dead fish everywhere.
How did I
Like,
miss the
what's
best
going
sounding?
on?
I'm starting to like this Sony,
Weird
this
name, though.
PlayStation conference.
I
Stuff.
thought it was Death Standing. It's Death Stranding.
Death Stranding.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the weirdest name.
All right,
Like,
okay.
Is that a bad translation or what?
Well, that's. I'm gonna check it out. You guys check it out if you haven't already. We've really got to cut this off though.
That's it. That's
yeah.
all of it. Awesome,
That's
bro.
actually boosted my
Yeah, you
appeal
missed two
for
of
this.
the good games.
No wonder I was very angry before,
And
and
they're
now I'm a
both
little bit
new
excited.
IP.
Excellent. Okay, well you've raised my spirits. So, guys, thank you so much.
Done it again.
Please watch the other videos we've done on this, on all the other separate press conference videos. EA, Ubisoft, Bethesda, and Xbox. We are Garage Gamers, Zorbz, IceCube. Check us out at gamebug.com.au. We've got a lot of cool stuff there to go and see and browse and enjoy. And subscribe to our page if you want to see more videos. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.